Oh man. So, second rant of the day with the dirty shirt on. I have to say it like this because I just wanted to kind of like be real with everybody. So everybody's like Machine Plus, Machine Plus, Machine Plus. It's the NPC killer. No, it ain't. Not the NPC Live. Not the NPC Live killer. No, it is not. It is not the NPC Live killer. It might be the NPC 1 competitor, but not the killer. Why? Why is it not the killer? Because the only thing it has is sounds. And first thing people say was, that's the whole point. We know that. Maschine has great sounds. Native Instruments has great sounds. This hardware unit is priced way too expensive not to have certain things. Number one, all MPCs, whether you buy the one, which is what we call entry level, or you buy the a used live, at which you can get at $700, or you can get the live MK2 or the X, or even a used MPC. What's that? MPC Touch, right? All of them. Because see, here's what y'all not noticing, Maschine people. Your sounds are great. But after you make the beat, what's the next point? To get your stuff into a DAW. Here's what's messed up. The MPC software is a DAW already. You can already record tracks into it. Especially when you use the MPC software attached to a computer. Now, that does defeat the purpose of standalone. Yes, it does. But I am going to say that all MPCs that are standalone, that's the Live, the 1, the Live 2, and the X, all have at least 8. I'm not sure about this, but I know it's 8 tracks. Now, whether those tracks are stereo or mono, not sure. If it's stereo, 8 stereo tracks, then that means you actually have 16 mono tracks. Depends on the type of person you are when it comes to recording. Because, you know, old school cats will just, you know, we'll do something in mono and just get it into the software and then just double the track up into stereo and then playing one hard left, one hard right, boom, done. Right? That's the type of stuff we would do. But you cats that are like really into this machine, I get it. It's okay. It's love. But you cats that are about to buy this, before you spend this money, because it's $1,300. Before you spend that money, realize everything that it's saying. They're trying to compare it to the MPC Live. The only point that Maschine has comparing it to a Live is the fact that it has Maschine sounds inside of it. Now, how good are those sounds? Don't know yet. Because one of the things that I notice is when you watch people who are talking about this and they bring up the picture of I'm assuming it's some type of like catalog or PDF file or whatever it is. One of the things it says is sample rate is 96 kilohertz at 24 bit, but that's attached to the computer, which probably means this is more likely a 44.1 kilohertz ratio at 16 bit, which is what the MPC stuff already. Every MPC that's standalone, even the old school units are all 44.1 at 16 bit. That ain't new. So what are they forcing you to pay for? The only thing I could think of is sound. Sound is the only thing. You don't get no battery. There's no battery in this thing. Maschine is not a DAW yet. It's getting close. Not a DAW yet. When it does become a DAW, game changer. Game changer. And I'm just being honest with you guys. Not disrespecting Maschine at all. I just want it to be a DAW. It needs to go ahead and just be a DAW already and get it over with. So y'all can go ahead and do this thing completely within the unit. Because that's what the MPCs are doing. Everything is completely in the unit. You really don't have to go outside of the MPC to get things done. You can literally take your samples, chop them up, add some drums, get your drums right, do all of that, VSTs, all of that, add that, record somebody, boom, and keep it pushing. And then exit the stems. And then exit the stems to Ableton. And then when you get into Ableton, just like you guys could do, you guys got a Maschine you can control. Because this isn't my studio. This isn't my Maschine. I'm at somebody else's studio. And I'm working, you know what I mean? Because I do repair. But yeah, I'm at my man's studio. So the Maschine, all the machines, they all have the ability to control Ableton, which is a good thing. You know, everybody's got Ableton Link. That's a good thing. Everybody has it. So there's nothing that the Maschine Plus has that I can see other than sounds that make it possibly worth that amount of money. Now, I will say this. If you're willing to spend $1,300 on Maschine Plus, right? You, number one, must be a 100% dedicated MPC user. I don't think somebody who's fresh to the game should be trying to do this. That don't even make sense. You know what I mean? That don't make no sense. Because for the amount of money, you can get an MPC 1, do the same thing, get a DAW, right? And still have money left over to even invest into Native Instruments Complete. For the 1,000 out. You feel what I'm saying? Taking the whole 1,000 out, right? The whole 1,000 out and basically breaking that bad boy up. 600 on the MPC and using another 600 to get your Native Instrument stuff popping. And you're gonna have the best of both worlds. And then here's the thing. Are y'all forgetting about auto sample? Because you know, in the MPCs, they have auto sample. All of them. Even the Forest has auto sample. So if it has auto sample, then that means I can take the sound of anything, whether it's from a hardware unit or some software, put it into the MPC and be able to play it onto the pads just by using auto sample, and it's 4 layers deep. I just want y'all to understand that before y'all spend that bread. This is my MPC rant on Maschine Plus. Don't buy this thing until you're 100% sure this is exactly what you want, because I'm telling you, some of y'all are going to get taken for your money. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Try it first. At least try it first and use your ears. Don't use people's conversation, because here's the thing. All the MPC standalones are quad core. Not a feature. 4 gigs of RAM. Not a feature. You feel what I'm saying? And then they have this, like, because you know the MPC has a 16 gigs of storage, right? But here's the thing. They did theirs with a 32, right? But here's the thing. If you're using the live, that don't matter, because guess what? You can take an internal a 1 terabyte SSD hard drive, put that in that mofo, and put all your expansions on that, and don't have to even use the internal 16 or however many gigs is in there, and be done with that. Get rid of that. You know what I mean? Keep that 16 free, for something else, for your samples that you're going to chop up and everything else. I don't know. I don't see this as a feature. I don't see no new features. There's nothing that they're pushing that's going to be a new feature. Plus, here's the thing that you definitely need to understand. On these hardware units, when you're chopping up samples, if you're used to doing this stuff on the screen, luckily, you know, I had an ASR-10 and Sonic ASR-10, so I'm used to using my ears. So I'll sit there and, you know, massage a sample and chop it up, massage it right through my ears. Where most of y'all are using the visual. So here's the thing. No touch screen. So there's no touch screen. You're charging more than an MPC-1, and Machine's not a DAW. So what's the only feature you got? Sound. So if you're willing to pay already, because here's the thing, I guarantee new people are not buying this. So the only people who are going to buy it is people who are Machine heads anyway. So you're willing to spend $1,300 on stuff you already got? What's that called? A goddamn fool. Don't be that. Straight up. That's my rant. Took too long. My apologies. You know what I mean? Got love for Akai, got love for Machine. Just don't be no fool. Y'all don't let these people take your money. I don't care what they say. Don't let them take your money. Your money, keep your money. You can MPC-1 and still get Machine. You can, hell, you can get an MPC-1 and then buy Native Instrument Complete. Have everything. Done. All right. Peace.